Hi friends, Shannon here, Cards by Shannon Lee. I'm here to share with you tons of stuff for Spellbinders New Releases. These are from August and September. I did not record a video for August. I was feeling under the weather. I got really busy, all the things. So I'm going to share with you starting with September, then going back to August. So the first one, this is, I always say this, but this is my favorite. This is the Fergus collection by Sandy MacGyver, and it is home decor. And if you notice my little gnome guy here, he has a hat that comes off. I have it pinned to his head right here with this little stick pin, and his coat comes off, but we're going to leave it on for purposes of this video, so I'm not fumbling around. But the main set comes with all of the dies to create Fergus. And that's his coat, his hat, his beard, his nose and hands, and all the layers. It's a very big die set, and that is Fergus here. And I copied one, it's similar to the one that she uses on the example page. And then here we have more examples of the Fergus with the different embellishments that come in different sets. And I'll share those with you right now. First, there's the autumn and Halloween embellishments, and there's bats, spiders, a skull, pumpkin with leaves, and then leaf buttons, little flowers, spider web, the centers for the flowers, and little buttons, little circle buttons. And those are the dies that come with that set. And that, so adorable. Even if you don't buy Fergus, this is a really good set to have all those little embellishments for your cards. And then next we have the winter and Christmas embellishment set, and it has the snowflakes, the stitched star with the circles punched out so you can stitch around the star, and then a few more stars, a poinsettia, or poinsettia, however you say that, leafy sprig, some leaf buttons, and a circle button, and a 4-petal flower. And here are the dies that come in that set. So, very awesome. Love Fergus. And there is going to be an Instagram hop, probably on the 10th, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Keep an eye out for the Instagram hop. Okay, so let's set Fergus aside. Next, I was so excited to receive one of the club kits for this month, and that is the Stitch Pumpkin Tops. And here's the dies with the Stitch Pumpkin Tops. Each one comes with a circle, or I'm sorry, like a scalloped circle, and then the stitching on the inside, that's a separate piece, so you can do a backer to it. Also, there's a sentiment strip with the inlay sentiment that says gorgeous. Some leaf dies. These are the center that go in the top of the pumpkin where the stem comes out. There's stems, there's a hello die, and there's also some acorns with the acorn tops, and the acorn tops are stitched also. So here's the card that I've created for this, and I want to let you know that I'm doing a giveaway. If you want to be signed up for my giveaways, you have to be signed up for my newsletter. In order to sign up for my newsletter, click on the link that is located in the description box below that says newsletter, and you will receive email notifications of all of my giveaways. I'm going to be doing a lot of giveaways in the next coming months to promote my summits that I'm participating in. I like to do craft supply giveaways where I will give anywhere from $200 to $300 worth of craft supplies away in one bundle, and I'll do several of those bundles. So keep an eye out, sign up for the newsletter, and you will receive email notification. If you're already signed up for my newsletter, then you can complete the entry form to sign up for the card giveaway. All of the cards, this does not include Fergus, all of the cards that I share with you in this video, I will be giving away in one bundle. So here is my Stitch Pumpkin Tops, my Hello Gorgeous, and the leaves on the bottom. I just used some sparkly paper, or some pearlescent paper I should say, and some scrapbook paper from Echo Park. I believe it's the Harvest set of scrapbook paper. Set that aside. Here's one, and I think this is from Christmas in July that I never shared. I think they postponed it to August, and I was unable to share. Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. I was unable to share my August video, so here we have, this is from Simon Hurley, and it's called Santa's Elves, and it has all of the dies to create the elves. So if you like to layer little guys and their accessories, there's some lollipops, candy cane, gift boxes, and then all of the dies to create the little elves or elfette. And so here are my two tags that I created using that die set. Next is, this is called Changing Trees, and it has several of the trees. Now on this card, I just used the tree as branches. If you notice, there's the trunk, and then the stems, and then you can layer them up with the leafy, kind of blobby looking, I don't know how else to describe them. You can layer them up with the full leaf dies, and I just chose to use the stems. And then there's also a die set called Harvest Time. Now this is a die set that is part of a release for the Cuckoo Cottage, and I did not get the Cuckoo Cottage, but I did get the Harvest Time dies that are the autumn embellishments to embellish the Cuckoo Cottage. So there's the two fox, two squirrel, branches, little mushrooms, a little gnome, leaves, acorn, has a little bonnet that you can put on the fox or the squirrel, and a little, I guess you would call that a, what would you, like a, almost like a top hat, you know, that the pilgrims wear, a little pilgrim hat. So I created this card with the two fox and the pumpkin and the little acorns and the mushrooms. And then underneath I used the letters URA and then fox. And that comes from the Autumn Alpha die set. And it has A through Z, the letters. They're all individual, so you can customize your sentiments for your cards. I don't know that I consider this an autumn sentiment as much as it looks like a rustic kind of cowboy die set. So this is definitely going to be a used part of my stash, or a well-used part of my stash. So that is those three. Here is another card that I created that I used an old mushroom set. I can't remember the die set that I used, and I must have put it away because it's not with my cards. But I put some, there are mushrooms that are underneath a piece of vellum. I layered up those mushrooms and colored them, and then I used that what was that called? Autumn Alpha to create Thank You So Much for that card. Another thing I wanted to tell you is I have not put these cards on card bases. These are just card fronts, so you will have, the winner of the giveaway will have to layer them up on their own card bases. FYI. Okay, next we have, this is called Gingerbread Delivery, and it has 2 gingerbread, a parachute, a hot air balloon, a gift, and a candy cane. And I created 2 parachuting gingerbread that are jumping into, this is from the Merry Mug from Spellbinders. They're jumping into a cup of cocoa, and I use the sentiment, sending you a cup of cheer, and I believe that's from Santa's Sippin' Sayings, and that's also by Spellbinders. I used a, what is it called? Embossing folder. Words are hard. An embossing folder to emboss snowflakes on the background. And there is that card. And here is another card using the gingerbread, but I also used the gingerbread house. And this one, I've got the gingerbread house, the same embossing folder. I used the same embossing folder to create the background. Our little gingerbread guy over here with his hat. And sentiment reads, warm hugs enclosed. And so that's the gingerbread house. Here are all of the pieces to that gingerbread house die set. And next is another fun one. This is Gingerbread Plain and Banners, and it has a little gingerbread plain that has layers that you can layer up the frosting onto the plain, and you can have a banner that tails behind the plain. Also comes with 2 clouds and 3 inlay dies to change the sentiment on your banner. one is Happy Holidays, Sweet Christmas, and Sending Love. And those are the dies that come in that die set. And here's the card that I created. Again, use that same snowflake embossing folder. And then I made pink clouds and pink frosting on my gingerbread plain. And my banner reads Happy Holidays. Okay, keeping in the gingerbread theme, we have the sweet borders, and it has like a cake-like border with the frosting layer that goes on top, and then a candy cane border that has the little swirl peppermints and the candy canes. And there is that die set. And so, like I said, the frosting layers up on the cake, and then the candy cane border. And I used that, and in addition, the gingerbread train. And I used this set that comes with the engine and 2 of the cars. Or let's see, oh, this is a really big die set. It has 1 car, but you can create multiple cars depending on the size of your card. But this is a really full die set with lots of goodies to create your cards. And here's the card that I created. Sentiment reads Warm Wishes, and I used that cake border, and it's meant for a 5.5 inch wide card. So I just cut another piece, and it butts up so that it looks like it's continuous here to that drip that's right there at the end. So this end matches this end, so you can create a longer border. And then I just have my engine and the 2 cars. The 2 cars are holding my sentiment. So there we go. And next, back to an August release. This is the Autumn Greetings wreath, and it comes with like the grapevine wreath pieces, and there's a couple of branches that you can use that are curved, so you can create a full wreath with those branches. You also have the Sentiment Autumn and Greetings that come with the shadow for each of those words. You have some squash, some pomegranate, a couple of pumpkins, and lots of leaves. And here's the card that I created for this set, and I just used some scrapbook paper on a piece of cream cardstock, and then I used my scoreboard just to do some scores around the edge to create a border around my scrapbook paper, a couple of bundles of leaves, and then all of my squash and my pumpkin and pomegranates up above above a little arch of those grapevine branches. So there goes that, and we're getting close to the end. And in the same release is the seasonal wreath foliage, and here we have a sentiment that reads Merry and then Christmas, and those come with a shadow. And there are different leafy branches that are arched, so you can create your wreath depending on. This is a much fuller set. Comes with the berries, like a holly arched branch here, more holly, and then the other leafy branches, and they have spots for little berries on them, except for this one here. This one doesn't have little spots for the berries like the holly, and this one, I don't know what it's called. Anyways, so here is that die set, and here's the card that I created with that die set. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep popping up too high I'm trying to avoid my lights from shining down onto the plastic and giving you a glare. So here is the card that I created, or the card front that I created with that die set, and I just used a couple of the curved branches and my sentiment Merry Christmas with some holographic cardstock. Okay, here is my final set from August. Nope, not my final set. I don't know if this is from the Kelly Bangs release, the Autumn Archives release, or not. Yes, it is. Kelly Bangs. It is from that release. I just cut several of the tags here. The circle tags, I didn't use the reinforcer, but I have several tags that I've cut, and then I put the whole reinforcer on the rectangle tags. And you have the 2 tags that I showed the examples of, and then little sentiment labels, and you can use the inlays for the 2 sentiment strips here, and the inlays read Autumn, Leaves, Seasons, Noted, Fall, and Cozy. And here are the samples of the little framed sentiment die cuts that come in that die set. Okay, I'm going to have to move these out of the way so I can bring in our final release, and that is the rest of the Kelly Bangs Autumn Archive release. I'll show you the 2 cards that I created first. The first one, I used some chipboard elements, and I used some of the scrapbook paper that I embossed with the Pumpkin Patch 3D embossing folder of the month from September 2024. And I just embossed a portion of the card. Did some ink blending over the top to bring those pumpkins out, and left the other portion of the cardstock flat. And that's my first card. The second card, I used some of the ephemera and the chipboard. Let's see, it's the chipboard alphabet. I can't remember what it's called. Probably Autumn Archives Adhesive Chipboard Alphabet. Here is the alphabet. See if we can get this all in the screen. Lots of letters with different styles, and I just used the letters to create fall. Actually, I don't think it was from this. I think it was from the chipboard elements that the letters came from. Yeah. These are the chipboard die cuts. And there's lots and lots of die cuts that come in this set, and I used the letters that spell fall for that card that I created. And we have lots of autumn goodies for your scrapbook pages or your cards. And then let me share with you the ephemera. This is all that comes in the ephemera, and you get a couple of each of the different pieces. And that's a big bundle there. And then finally, the Autumn Archives printed paper. Here are the pages that you get with that set. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it all the way to the end, do me a favor and put an emoji or say hi in the comments below. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter so that you can receive notification when I do my next giveaway. I want to let you know that my giveaways, you have a good chance of winning. I don't get very many entries. I think my last giveaway I had 39 entries. Now I can't guarantee there'll only be 39 entries, but right now, as I'm growing my newsletter and my YouTube channel, you have a much better chance of winning one of those giveaways that I offer. So don't forget to sign up for the newsletter, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. Like always, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.